Well, Carl Roberts, here we are again in the home dressing room doing an interview with you after you've signed a contract at Meadow Lane. This time it's a new contract. How does it feel?
Yeah, I'm buzzing. Obviously, firstly, I just want to thank the club obviously for repaying us for the stuff that I've done on the pitch. Like I said, when I first come, if I work hard, I'll get the rewards, and being rewarded with a new contract, so I'm really happy about that.
When you first came to Notts in this very dressing room, in the first interview, you described the move as a no-brainer. Was that the right gut feeling then?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said then, it was a no-brainer then, and probably signing this deal was a no-brainer again, because obviously the club's going in the right direction. It's a great club to be around at the minute.
What is it about the club that you like?
I'd say everything, to be fair, from the lads to the gaffer to all the staff really. Enjoy training every day and enjoy playing every week, and obviously we just want to try and get back playing our best now with out of the COVID breaks.
You touched on the gaffer there. He was somebody that you didn't know too much about when you first moved to the club. You know, what sort of person is he to work with, and how's he helped you develop so far?
Yeah, he's been great ever since I come in. Him and Coxie last season and Greg this season have really put the arm around us and helped us develop my game, which I think I have quite a bit in the wide areas and coming inside how the gaffer wants us to play a lot. So I think I've really developed under him.
What sort of improvements do you think you've made?
He wants us to go both ways. Obviously everybody knows I can come inside, but he also wants us to go down the outside, and I think I've improved on that a lot this year.
So let's be a bit sentimental and look at your time so far. It took you a little bit of time to get going in front of goal when you first came in, even though you were getting chances. I think you had a great chance at Dagenham, didn't you, on your debut? But when they came, they just didn't stop. So let's talk about that first one at Barrow. It was a fantastic moment for the club, but I imagine from a personal point of view it was great for you as well.
Yeah, it was great to get off the mark. It was just one of them things where I knew it was coming, but I didn't know when. And I knew that once the first one would go in, hopefully the next ones would come, and it happened. So I was really happy about that.
And obviously, you know, you came here wanting to take us back into the EFL, and I suppose at that moment, that win, and obviously the contribution you made in that game, felt almost like you were pushing us towards that at that point. Yeah,
obviously we knew it would be a tough game going to the league leaders away from home. In really bad conditions, and that day the team were brilliant. The gaffer had a game plan and we did that perfect, and obviously when I come on, the gaffers just said try and impact the game, and got the first assist and scored the second, so it was a really good day.
As we've touched on, from that Barrow goal you scored in every game between then and the end of the season. Obviously it was curtailed by COVID. Do you feel that in that spell you were playing the best football of your career?
Yeah, definitely say so, yeah. Obviously coming from Blythe, when I was probably scoring every week, but to be fair, I should be at that level. Coming to this level, I always thought I could do the same, and I was, like I said, I was just waiting for the first one to go in, and once it did, the goals didn't stop.
And as is always the case in life, you know, when things are all going swimmingly well, you feel like you're playing your best football, something comes and provides a challenge. So obviously COVID's one of those things. You also had that nasty injury against Harrogate at the start of this season.
Yeah.
You know, has it been a frustrating 6 to 8 months for you, or have you been able to reflect on the positives and look ahead with confidence?
I think a bit of both, really. Obviously, how good the team was performing and how good I was performing on the pitch. I think it was a real shame that I got cut short by COVID and the season had to end. But obviously, we went into the playoffs, we did well, but we fell short. But this year, we've got to put it right, and hopefully, we can.
You mentioned there the injury against Harrogate. It was a scary one from the stands, because obviously you were clearly in a lot of pain. I'd imagine you were also really worried at the time. Can you just talk us through sort of how relieved you were that wasn't as serious, and how it's impacted the start of your season?
Yeah, it was an injury that I've never felt like before. It was just instantly when it happened, my foot went numb, and I kind of thought I've not felt this before, so I thought something serious had happened. Luckily, when I had the scans back, it was just the nerve damage, which was 2 weeks out, so that was all right.
And obviously, this season's obviously been a stop-start season for everybody. You know, as a club, we've had to curtail our playing sort of campaign for a little while. You've had a bit of a calf injury.
Yeah.
What's the latest on that?
Yeah, I've back training today, so be back for the next game hopefully.
Was it just a little tweak or something like that?
Yeah, it was just a little strain in the calf. I just felt it go in training when I come back from having COVID, so hopefully that's settled down now and it's fine.
What was your experience of the illness?
For about 3 days I was quite bad, had all the symptoms, and then gradually got better and just lost all my smell and taste after that. So, but now I'm alright, yeah.
Looking ahead, when you first joined, as we mentioned earlier, you wanted to obviously, as well as your own personal targets. You wanted to get Notts back into the EFL. Fell at the last hurdle last season, as you mentioned, but how will we fix this season, do you think, in terms of the strength of the squad and the approach that the manager wants to employ?
Yeah, we've got a different squad this year. We're missing a few players from last season, but we've also brought in some very good players. So we're a different team this year, I'd say, but the main objective is still to get promoted. And I think we've got a really good chance of doing that if we get the performances right, which everybody knows we can.
You joined us from Blythe, and obviously you went to Blythe just to get back to loving your football again and to move on from the disappointment of leaving Newcastle, which obviously as your boyhood club must have been a huge disappointment. Has that waned at all, given how much you've enjoyed your football at Notts, or is that still in the back of your mind, that sadness that you're not there anymore?
No, I'm at a new club now. That's in the past. I can only look forward to the future. Hopefully that's with Notts. Like, I've signed this new deal, committed my future to them.
And when you first came here, you also said that you still have the dream of returning to the top flight and playing football in the Premier League. You know, do you see Notts County as a team that can help you achieve that dream? Yeah,
of course. That's why I'm here, and that's why I've signed the new deal. Obviously, we want to get back into the Football League, and hopefully we can do that this year. Then hopefully we can progress from there.